Penn State provided more evidence of its championship stock by finding a way to win against all odds at Iowa. And it's time to move Michigan up my latest Big Ten Power Rankings, presented by ArcelorMittal. Could the Wolverines be the best in the East? More Week 4 video. Best of Week 4 predictions revisited. See my latest list below. 1. Penn State 40. With Superman Saquon on their side, the Nittany Lions are going to be a tough out. Last week 1. Up next, Indiana 2. Wisconsin 30. If QB Alex Hornibrook keeps playing like he did at BYU 18-0-19 with 4 TDs, the Badgers may not lose a regular season game. Last week 2. Up next, Northwestern 3. Michigan 40. If you had any lingering doubts about the defense, drop them. It's legit and scary good. Can the offense keep improving? Last week 4. Up next, off Michigan State 4. Ohio State 31. 5 first 50 TD passes by J.T. Barrett. Difficult not to be impressed. But can he do it versus an elite team? Last week 3. Up next at Rutgers 5. Iowa 31. Yes, the Penn State loss was a gut punch. But there is so much to build on in Iowa City. Love QB Nate Stanley. Last week 6. Up next at Michigan State 6. Purdue 22. The fact some felt the Boilermakers had a shot to beat Michigan speaks volumes as to how quickly Jeff Brom has changed expectations. Last week 8. Up next, off Minnesota, October 7. Minnesota 30th. The Golden Gophers look to keep the mojo going after an off week. QB Connor Rhoda is looking good. Last week 7. Up next, Maryland 8. Maryland 21. Just 3 games into the season, and the Terrapins already are down to their third-string QB. Last week 5. Up next at Minnesota 9. Michigan State 21. The Spartans failed their first big test. But no shame in losing to Notre Dame, which may be good. The jury remains out on MSU. Last week 9. Up next at Michigan 10. Indiana 21. The Hoosiers were supposed to rip Georgia Southern. They did. Next, last week 10. Up next at Penn State 11. Northwestern 21. A win in Madison will make everything okay. The recipe for success is simple: keep feeding the ball to RB Justin Jackson. Last week 11. Up next at Wisconsin 12. Nebraska 22. No team needed to taste victory more than the Cornhuskers. Now, can they build on that success? Last week 13. Up next at Illinois Friday 13. Illinois 21. The youth movement is in full force in Champaign. And there will be growing pains. Last week 12. Up next, Nebraska Friday 14. Rutgers 13. Wins still may be difficult to come by, but there's no doubt the Scarlet Knights have improved. Last week 14. Up next, Ohio State Advertisement.